I know a lot of us probably saw The Invisible Man when it was released in theaters back in February, but if you didn't get a chance to check it out in theaters, it is available now on VOD platforms. So let's take a look and see if the film is worth your time and money. Now, there have been a lot of different interpretations of The Invisible Man throughout popular culture, and usually the story takes place from the perspective of the Invisible Man in question, and that is one of the departures to be found in writer-director Leigh Whannell's take on the whole concept by putting the focus on the character of Cecilia Cass, played by Elisabeth Moss. After escaping a physically and emotionally abusive relationship, Cecilia has been sequestering herself with her old friend, played by Aldis Tahaj, and his daughter, played by Storm Reed. After a brief period of time, Cecilia is informed that her ex, Adrian, has actually killed himself and has decided to make her the beneficiary of his life insurance policy, which pays out to $5 million. As Cecilia starts trying to put her life back together, she starts to have this unsettling feeling that someone may be watching her, that there may be someone around that she can't see. And Cecilia starts to think the unthinkable, that Adrian is in fact alive and somehow has found a way to turn himself invisible to continue to taunt and torment her. After seeing Leigh Whannell's directorial debut, Upgrade, I was especially excited for his take on The Invisible Man, and I have to say that I was not disappointed. And I think one of the things that makes this film work, in addition to the story and the characters, is just the way that it's filmed. The cinematography in it and the camera techniques that they use to kind of create this whole sort of voyeuristic look, as there's a lot of use of negative space and always kind of showcasing some sort of mundane setting and doing just enough to give you this feeling of, could there be someone in the room? And it's crazy to watch because you have this sense of, obviously, there are scenes where the Invisible Man is there, he's messing with Cecilia, he's doing everything to kind of put her on edge, but at the same time you look at other scenes in the film and then you start getting into this mindset of every possible scene where the Invisible Man could be, and it kind of ramps up the tension and the anxiety, and it just makes everything feel that much more claustrophobic, even though there's a lot of open space around. It also kind of makes for a lot of tension in terms of just these swift start-stop camera movements, and you definitely see it in other scenes, especially when the Invisible Man is fighting with security guards or police, and just seeing how that all plays out is just incredible because there's just a great slow burn and then ramping up of tension from scene to scene, depending on what they're trying to convey, and it's absolutely incredible. As far as characters are concerned, you definitely have Elisabeth Moss turning in another fantastic performance, although I do feel like this is sort of a character that she does play a little too often, in this sort of sense of someone who always has to be, at the mercy of some patriarchal, misogynistic element. If you look at like Mad Men or The Handmaid's Tale, these are the roles that she's getting best known for, and it's kind of a shame, but at the same time, she's pulling it off so well in this film that you kind of want to look past it and kind of just see how this is something that kind of relates to women in general in terms of trauma and processing trauma and finding a way to overcome those elements that caused the trauma in the first place, and also having to deal with people not believing you and not taking you seriously when you obviously have these legitimate concerns and you're fearing for your life. And that's something that's absolutely relatable to how women are treated in our society, and it's absolutely messed up. So again, I think that's handled fairly well in this film, even though there are times when it is difficult to watch. I think Aldis Hodge is great in the film as well, and he's doing some pretty strong acting, especially being a father to Storm Reed's character. I also feel like there's some ambiguity that they're casting as towards who the Invisible Man is in this film that works really well, because you kind of get misdirected with a lot of different details, and there's a lot that you have to pay attention to as you're watching the film play out. And I think also there's something to be said about how they conceptualized how the Invisible Man makes himself invisible that I didn't necessarily buy completely, but there's enough little details that they put in that make it work and almost seem reminiscent of some of my other favorite Invisible Man stories. I'm not going to tell you which one because I want you to watch this film and really kind of see how it all plays out, because when you get to the point where you see how the invisibility is pulled off, it's actually even a creepy visual in itself that I thought was a really nice touch. And I think that there's a lot of these details that they put into the production design in general that just make everything work so well. But at the end of the day, this is Elisabeth Moss's movie. She is turning in another stellar performance. You've got some great supporting actors in there as well. And again, this is something that may not be 100% original, but I think this is the first time since Hollow Man where I saw a film actually have the Invisible Man as someone who is the threat that another person, ironically enough, another woman, has to face. So I think it's kind of smart the way that Leigh Whannell constructed this film, and I think if this is how Universal wants to move forward as far as, taking another shot at their quote-unquote dark universe, this might be the way to go. They're already planning a Dracula film with Karyn Kusama, and again, it doesn't have to be something where you're planting seeds for other films. They wanted The Mummy to have all of this information that's supposed to pay off in different films, and again, you're casting all of these actors and not having their films ready yet, and then you're taking photos of them separately and then compositing them together to make it look like they're all together, and you can see how transparent the need to make a product is. And the goal should be just to make good individual films, and even if they don't end up connecting, it'd still be nice to see them do takes on other characters like Frankenstein and the Mummy, and maybe try and do something that can work just standalone and that just be it. There's nothing wrong with that. So I think if The Invisible Man has taught them anything, it's one, keep your budget small, get some creative filmmakers that really have some unique concepts, and you can have success in that and let that be your franchise, but don't try to make everything connect right off the bat and act like you've already got this established universe. But beyond that, I'm just telling you, Invisible Man is worth checking out if you want to rent it and again have a viewing party with some friends. This is absolutely worth your time and money. Hey guys, thanks for watching as always. If you've got your own thoughts or opinions on The Invisible Man that you would like to share, you can do so by leaving a comment in the section below. Don't forget to hit that like button, hit that notification bell, share this video with your friends and family, and if you'd like to keep up to date on more at random videos, you can do so by clicking the subscribe button right over here.